Woo! Turn your cameras on. Wave to everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Alejandro, I want all those students right now.
Okay, so now that class is starting, I'm going to ask that with the chats, they only have class questions now. I don't mind silliness before class like we would do as we were settling in, but now that class is starting, let's stop the chats and mute our mics unless you have questions. So my first question is, how many of you, it's not a question, it's a statement. Some of you were having problems getting into the Edupuzzle last week, and it wasn't letting you log in. What we found out through trial and error with some of you is that if you go to Safari and then Edupuzzle, you can log in easier with Google, with your Google account. For some reason, clicking on that in Classroom, it wasn't letting you log in through your Google account. So if you ever go to Edupuzzle, and that little bar that says sign in with Google Class or sign in with your Google account isn't right and allowing you to click it, just go to Safari and then go to Edupuzzle and it'll let you do that, okay? You lost count. Yes, Sonia.
You can click the little Safari button on top.
Oh,
it'll take you.
Okay, yeah. So for some reason, it wasn't, I don't know if it was going through too many filters or what happened. All right, so that was number one. Number two was your last assignment. We did a little video. It wasn't me because I found one that was online that was just cute enough about writing a letter. So, and a bunch of you sent that in already. So if you, but it was due Friday, so it's okay if you didn't. And then today we're going to talk about writing an email. Who can tell me why you think I'm doing a week's lessons on writing letters and writing emails? Lily, why do you think I'm doing that?
Because since we're like stuck at home, and if we want to send letters to somebody and they don't have like text or phone, and emails, if you like don't get something from your teachers, you send your teacher an email.
Yeah. How many of you would have answered that if I called on you? Yeah. Morgan, did you have something to add to it too, or you were just agreeing?
Yeah, I do have something to add. So an email is, I feel like you could also use it to like send thank yous to people, because it's not like you're just dashing off a quick text in 2 seconds, and you can make it a little bit more meaningful. Like, sure, I'm all for writing letters, but like writing an email is a little bit less formal. So it's like, hey, thanks. But it's much more meaningful than just a thanks in text.
Yeah, and Morgan used a good word here. Does everyone know what formal versus informal means? Because there's two different types of letter writing and email writing itself. Let's make sure we're muted, guys. Formal letter, what is the case that you might be writing a formal letter? Many of you don't have to write formal letters every day, but as you become a grown-up, Luca, when might you write a formal letter or a formal email?
Maybe when you're sending an email to your boss, talking about...
Yeah.
Or to an important person.
Yeah. If you're reaching out to someone you don't know, it's usually a formal letter. If you're looking for a new job, or for those of you who would be applying to high schools when it comes to high school time, or applying to colleges when it comes to college time. Sonia, can you think of another formal letter?
Like an actual piece of paper letter would be like a wedding invitation.
Yeah, like a wedding invitation. Ella?
A check?
Yeah, a check. Like if you had to include a check with something, a check is something that's more. But if you had to include a check with something, so the way we would write a formal letter or email would be different than what we would call an informal letter or email. Christian, what's an example of an informal letter or email?
Like if your friend sent you something and you just wanted to say thanks, you just say, oh, thanks, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, informal. Yeah, I would say there's. I feel like even like you said with our phones, there's even like a third level of like phone informal, right? Like you don't send a text and say, "Dear Christian, thanks for helping me on my homework. Sincerely, your friend, Christy Cook McVitie." Right? Like we don't.
I do that all the time.
No, you might be a little formal, Morgan. So I think we even have like a third level, right? The text is just a quick little jot, right? A quick little thing. But so what we talked about yesterday with the crayons book, for those of you who looked at it, was we were talking kind of about informal letters. And even informal letters should have 5 things. Even informal letters should have 5 things. And we'll talk about why they should have those 5 things in a second. But can you see my whiteboard from here? Yeah. Okay. So what is? So we're talking about informal letters. You're gonna yawn that loud. Mute. If we're talking about informal letters, what are the 5 things that we need? What's one of the 5 things we need? Let's see, Adeline. What's one of the 5 things we need?
The date.
Adeline, I think that's really important. And when I was looking at your work, a lot of us forgot the date. Do you know why I like the date on informal letters? Why, Anna, why do you think I like the date on informal letters?
Because if you go back like 30 years later and you see it and you're like, oh, this is
That's exactly why. Because a lot of times, especially if they're like a thank you letter or something special, if I've saved it for some reason, I want to know when it's from. A lot of times I get lovely letters from students thanking me for my amazing teaching. So I like to see the the date on it, so I remember where it's from. So all informal letters, I do like to see the date. Wait, what else, Austin? What are the other things we need?
Salutation.
Salutation, yes. Woo! Eleanor, what's another thing?
The body.
The body, yes. What you're going to write. What are you writing? Okay. Let's see. Lily.
Dear.
Yeah, that's part
Dear.
of the application, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What else? Sonia.
A signature.
Signature. And we're missing something right there. It comes between the body and the signature. Something comes between the body and the signature. Ethan. Liam. Oh,
yeah.
Liam, put a nickel in the you called me by my sibling's name account.
Like the conclusion, like the ending.
Yeah, we call it the closing, right? If that's the sincerely or with thanks. I think I spelled sincerely wrong, but forgive me. It's just like being. All right. So yeah, so those are the 5 things that you do. So let's take a look. I have a couple of your letters that you did. I wanted to share my screen with you, and I want to show you some of our letters that I got. Now, again, these weren't due till Friday, so don't worry about it. I just wanted to show you a few of the letters I got, and we can talk about what they have, what they don't have. We call them in public speaking the glows and the grows. So what works for this letter and what doesn't work for this letter. So let's take a look at this letter. Okay. There you go. Okay. So, dear crayons, I'm sorry I was not very considerate about how you fell. First off, I think that might be feel. I would like to make it up to you by meeting all your needs in a picture. I'm extra sorry, Peach Crayon. I'll be on that right away. I should have been more mindful. Your sorry friend, Duncan. So this letter has everything we asked for, right? It has our date. It has our salutation. It has a body. I'd probably double check my spelling on that, but that's an easy mistake that spell check won't find for you. We have a closing, your sorry friend, Duncan. Great. Do you think that the letters would feel nice having this, or the crayons would feel nice having this letter? I think that they probably would. Let's take a look at another letter. Let's see. This one. I erased the name on this one. There was a signature for this one, but I didn't want you to like, I always hate when the teacher's like, I'm going to show an example and totally embarrass you. Here we go. All right, so this one. Dear Yellow and Orange Crayon. I'm so very sorry, Yellow Crayon, but you are not the color of the sun. Orange Crayon wins the fight. In very sorry. Again, editing, guys. Editing. I am not an astronaut and cannot see the sun, but White can because I use him to color in the spaceship. Okay, random capital in the middle. You can start a fight with White. Orange Crayon, I will now only use you to color in the sun. Love, anonymous. I took their name off. Now, again, another reminder, both these letters, to always edit and proofread before you hand something in. But there is one small thing missing from this one. What is the one small thing missing from this? Sonia, what's the one small thing missing from this?
The date.
The date. Simple. And again, with these homework assignments, we're learning from our successes just as much as we learn from our failures. So, not that this is a failure, it's just an omission, okay? Let's try one more. And then we're gonna move on to our emails. All right, so here's another good example. Dear Blue Crayon. Hello, Blue Crayon. I have used you so much because you are my favorite color, and there are so many things that I can draw that are blue. I will try to use you less often, but it is so hard to resist the color blue. Hope you understand. Your owner, Duncan. This one has everything we need. The only thing that I can see is that we might need a few commas here and there. Some of us forgot about the comma. There's one here, but we probably could have used 2 or 3 there. But that's a really good letter. It's nice. It has a nice greeting, has our date, a full date, Tuesday, March 12th, 2020. It has very nice body that has enough sentences. How many of you have ever had to write a thank you letter and you just never know what to write for a thank you letter? All right. I have a thank you letter formula. Are you ready? You might want to write this down. Okay. Thank you letter formula. We start with the date, the salutation. I'll even write it down on my thing. Eleanor's like, hit me, Cook MacVitie. I got it. I've ever read 1,000. I never know what to write. Here, I'll write it down. Up here. Thank you letters. There you go. You do your date. You do your salutation. You do the first sentence. Thank you for, right? Thank you for the R2-D2 Instapot, okay? I can't wait to use it. I can't wait to use it to make nice, healthy meals for my family and friends. All right? I can't wait to use it. When I do, I will think of you. And again, you have to write those exact words, but something like, dear Mom, thank you so much for the R2-D2 Instapot. I can't wait to use it to make healthy meals for my family and friends. When I do, I will think of you and how kind you are for remembering that I like Star Wars, right? Like something a little bit more juicy than that. And then a compliment. I always do something like, you are always so thoughtful and kind to me. Then, sorry, I need a bigger word. Thanks again. And then you're closing. Right? That's a great little formula. Number one, what I like about it is that it tells the person who's given the gift what you're going to do with it. When I give a gift, I want to know, even with gift cards, whenever Samantha gets a gift card, I always say, oh my gosh, thank you for the gift card from Amazon. She's really had her eye on the Queen from Mean Doll from Descendants 3, and she's looking forward to buying that. So that's my little thank you letter formula. So for those of you who have to write a thank you letter, try that. Anyone want to jump in and dive and try to write a thank you letter off the top of their head, using this formula? Chad, write me a thank you letter using this formula. Let me hear. Gotta unmute, buddy.
Dear, Christopher.
Dear Christopher.
Thank you for giving me, my house.
Wow. Nice.
I will think of you when I live in it. And
I can't wait to use it too.
I can't wait to use it to spend time with my family in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will live in it, eat in it, and do everything in it. Thank you. Dear
Great.
your brother, Chad.
Austin, write me a thank you letter. Go ahead and mute again, Chad. Okay, Austin, right?
Dear Dad, thank you so much for To Kill a Mockingbird. I can't wait to read it. When I do, I will think of you. You are very kind. You are very kind in giving it to me. Thanks again.
Perfect. Good, right? And it sounds like a nice full letter. Morgan, are you on fire or you just really, really want to go? Ella wants to go. So many people want to go. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Okay. Hold on. Be patient. Okay. So Morgan, start real quick.
Dear Dylan, thank you for the generous gift of 20 rolls of toilet paper. I will use them during quarantine in the bathroom because you cannot find them at stores. I will think of you when I use this toilet paper. You are very giving to give me all that toilet paper when I know that you need it. Thanks again, your sister, Morgan.
Good. Ella, give me one.
Dear Mother Nature, thank you for a sunny day, finally. I can't wait to play outside. When I do, I'll think of you.
Compliment?
You grow lovely trees. Thanks again, Ella.
Good. Luca, last one for today, and then we'll do some more later.
Okay. Dear David, thank you for the large amount of chicken you gave me for my birthday. I can't wait to use it to smack my dog. When I do, I will think of you. Because I know how much you love chicken, and it was very nice for you to give me this much of it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So I think that's a good point to move on to our next topic for today. Our next topic for today is now, how do you put this and how do you write an email? And I will show you, you are not the reason that I am teaching this because most of you are generally good with writing emails. But I would like to show you an email I got from two different emails I got from two different 8th graders, okay? And each of these 8th graders was late with their homework. One of these 8th graders I gave an extension to, and one I did not. I would like you to guess which one I gave the extension to and which one I did not. Hi, Josh. I just noticed.
Oh, this is fun.
All right, so here we go.
Did it right?
Well, let's see. First, I have this one. First, I have this one. Oh my goodness, my alarm's going off. Okay. This was an email that I got from 8th grader. I took out their name, and it says, "My movie 3. This is my thing. Sent from my iPad." That's one late assignment I got. You can't see? What? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Lucas said he couldn't see it. Lucas, can you see it now? Yeah? Can you see it? Thumbs up. I'll assume that's yes. Okay, good. So that was my first email that I got. So he sent this a week late. You want to know this is my thing. All right, and then here is the other one I got. Let's see which one I gave the extension to. Okay. Here it comes. Dear Mrs. Cook, I have read your private comments and understand the importance of the missing assignments. I will submit my idea introduction video today. I am also working on the other late assignments today as well. I will make sure my assignment that is due tomorrow is turned in with great quality. I also read you wanted to speak with me during your office hours. However, I don't think today will work out because I have a mandatory history Zoom at the same time. Thanks. Can we not see it? Who can? Why can't you see it? I don't understand. I don't know. Well, I just read it to you. All right.
I can see it.
All right. Dear Mrs. Cook, I've read your private comments. Thanks, from name redacted. All right, who can guess? Who do you think knows? Actually, let's do it this way. Everyone turn your camera on. Raise your hand if you think I gave the extension to the first email. Raise your hand if you think I gave the extension to the first email. Raise your hand if you think I gave the extension to the second email. I gave it to the second email because they gave me information. The first email was like, hey, here it is. It has no name, it has no subject, it has no greeting, it has no salutation, it has no body. But the other one was like, hey, I understand the importance, I'm sorry. You know, that's what teachers want to hear. They want to hear information. So I want to talk about how do you write email to your teachers. That's how you write an email to your teachers. You know, you want to make sure you have as much information as possible, especially if you're asking them for something. So I'm going to present again, and I'm going to present my actual email account. There you go. Hopefully there's nothing too bad there. All right, can you see? A second, should be coming up. Can you see my emails now?
Yeah.
So when it's time to write an email, you guys should all have this too. You hit the compose button, okay? Here you have your to and whoever you're gonna write to, and I'm gonna write it to each of you. Grammar 5, look at all that. Now, this part here, people forget all the time. And I know a lot of you have been saying, I'm not used to my email, right? Mute your phones, guys, or mute your things, guys. You're not used to checking your email. There's a ton of different, Sonia, mute up, honey. There's a ton of different notifications because you get your classroom notifications, you get actual important emails. But actually, guys, this is just a skill that we have to learn. Did you guys talk about this in homeroom yet already? Yes, I see you, Luca. Yeah, so you guys talked about it in homeroom. You just got to learn how to fish through those. So that subject line does the same for the teachers. If I know, oh, Eleanor sent me an email sometime last week about her grammar project, but I can't remember where it is, I can search for that, and that subject line helps me find it. So what we want to make sure we're doing is putting something in that subject. Thank you. So I'm going to kind of double up. I'm going to write you guys a thank you letter for how great you guys have been doing, and I'm going to do it through email. Now, the nice thing about email is what part of our 5 parts do we not have to put in because it's actually already there for us? What part's already there for us? Anna, what part's already there for us?
The date.
The date. The email will always do it by date, so you don't have to necessarily put your date in there. But you still have to start with your greeting, okay? Dear 5th, and a comma after that. Remember, when you're writing to someone, it's a proper noun, okay? It has to have capital letters. If for some reason I was sending an email to a company, for example, that I didn't know, does anyone know what you usually write? Does anyone know if you write an email to someone and you don't know who's going to read it? Like, for example, if I write to one of my PlayScript companies about information and I don't know who's going to read it, there's a phrase we use. Does anyone know what it is? Willie, you think you know? You're muted, honey.
Anonymous?
Ooh, not anonymous. That's how I would sign it if I didn't want someone to know it. But if I don't know who I'm sending it to, I would actually get rid of the I would say to whom it may, oh, right though, concern. Okay? To who it may concern. So that is what I would like. To whom it may concern. So, not in, to who it may concern. But that's only if I don't know. If I'm writing it to you guys, it's my friendly letter. Dear 5th grade. Now, I'm going to write my email. Now, again, that formula up there is always a good formula, even if it's not a thank you, if you're asking for something. You know, dear Mrs. Cook McVitie, thank you for being the world's most premier grammar teacher. I was hoping you could, you know, so if it's not necessarily, you could ask your question there. Instead of saying thank you for, you could say, I was hoping you could. So I might say something, thank you, but I'll spell it right. Thank you for being such an easy class to teach. I want to say, I can't wait until we have another live class. Now, again, if I were to end it there, it seems too short, right? So when we're talking about a body, a good 4 sentences gives us a little bit more oomph, right? A little bit more power to what we're writing. It gives us good information. So we're going to stick with this little formula over here. So I'm going to go back. I can't wait till we have another live class. When we do, I will think of something fun for us all to do. Okay. And then a compliment. You are all special in my eyes, and you make teaching worthwhile. Okay, am I done? Am I done? No, I'm not done. Kylie, what do I need to put at the end? Kylie, what do I need to put at the end? You just turned your camera off. You didn't unmute, honey. Eleanor, help her out. What do we need to put at the end?
Sincerely, your name. Or
Yeah. Yeah. So something with thanks, sincerely, Mrs. Cook MacVitie. Now, spell your name right. Now, because I like to put extra special things in there, and I like to put in a little extra touch, sometimes people put a little emoji. We don't go crazy. You may have noticed, have this wonderful, fun new thing called a Bitmoji, and I'm going to put that in there. Where'd it go? Good job, right? And because you did a really good job, I'm gonna make it bigger. Woo! Now, you can put a little emoji in there. You don't have to go crazy. But that, again, that is just something. And then I am forgetting one very important part. Eleanor.
The date?
The date's there. The date's there.
Oh.
I didn't stop and proofread it yet. Remember, we saw all those wonderful letters, and they all had silly little words. So I'm going to go back, make sure that my spell checker didn't miss something. Thank you for being such an easy class to teach. I can't wait till we have another live class. When we do, I will think of something fun for us all to do. We're all special in my eyes, comma, good, and you make teaching worthwhile with thanks. Okay, good. Now I've proofread it. Now I'm going to send it. Okay? So that is our 2 classes on, oops, that's not what I want. I want to stop presenting this. There we go. Those are our 2 classes on writing letters and writing emails. So for those of you who didn't do your friendly letter, that one is from yesterday's work. You can do that. And then your work for today that I'm going to update in Classroom is now, I want you to write me an email. It can be on any topic. It can be a thank you. It can be a question that you have about this, about letter writing, but I would like you to use those different things, and that's your work for today. Your enrichment for today. Everyone realizes what that enrichment thing means, right? What does that enrichment at the bottom there mean? What does that enrichment mean?
It's optional.
So, yeah, that means it's optional. It means it's
Something to improve your learning.
Yeah, something to improve your learning. So some people are like, I'm done with this in 10 minutes. I have nothing to do. Great, do the enrichment. And then the enrichment would be to write a letter. Oh, mute up, guys. Would be to write a letter or an email to someone else and use our formation. Okay. Any questions? Great. Before we sign out, go ahead and sing that song one more time that you were singing before we say goodbye.
Tortinos, Tortinos, hot pizzas.
I have no idea that.
I don't know what that is.
All right, I don't know what it is either. All right. All right, guys.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll be back.